Hey everybody, it's Kevin. Welcome. Thank you for joining me this morning for our morning message and meditation. Today is Saturday, the 6th of March 2021. 3621. 3621. I like that number. Feels lucky. Let's see. What can I recap on? I want a sip of tea. Oh, I'm still staving off the coffee. Um, it's been about 2, 3 weeks now. Kind of like it. I don't get the acid belly I got before. Um, yeah, I'm just liking the tea. Builder's tea. That's like with milk. I know in America they don't usually put milk in tea, but that's how I grew up. Mm, so good. Okay. What did I do? Yesterday was glorious. Lovely weather. A little bit on the sharp side, chilly, but gorgeous sunshine. Nice day of work, easy, nothing crazy. A lot of healing I felt in my um, consultations with folks, and I think since I have settled in a bit more to the space, it takes a while, and I think that's very much in keeping with what I've got to share today and the cards that popped up. I went on to the Facebook group page for the Angel Guide certification group. That's a lot to say. Those of us that are students, and I think the entire world is a student and a teacher, and the sharing is the energy that happens when the teacher and the student are lined up. If we professed to know everything there was to know, I can't imagine how much brain matter that would take up. I'm fascinated by that neurological I'll start again. Neurological connection between the brain's ability to pull in information that it needs when it needs it. I am fascinated too by artificial intelligence, all of the tech that's going on. And what I've learned in the last 10 months is that there's nothing I can't learn. And that even when I turn around and put resistance in front of it, for me personally, the resistance of, I don't know, I'm not sure, is all fear. And underlying that is another layer of story that comes from the fear. Like, for example, I can lean into, well, I'm a little too old for that. I'm a little too long in the tooth for that, or I'm not sure I could learn that at my age. And I'm putting this age thing. Yes, I will say things are a bit slower. When I get on the floor in the morning to pull out a dog bed that slid underneath it, sometimes it takes a bit longer to get back up off the floor. And that's okay. Then I'm grateful that I can still do that. I'm grateful that I can still bend over. I'm grateful that I still have, the joints that, yep, they're a little bit stiffer, and but I'm grateful for them. I'm like happy that I'm still able to do certain things, and I'm way far away from being totally, immobile. And heaven forbid, please listen, I don't want to get there. Anyway, what was that? Where was I going with all of that? The learning. So what I've noticed about myself is that the resistance is really just fear. And I can give myself time to learn this. I can give myself time to absorb it. And indeed, I like doing that. I like to learn a little bit and absorb it, learn a bit more and absorb it. But bigger than that is to be grateful that there's time to spend on new technology, new skill sets. And I appreciate the different folks that put together amazing YouTube videos for teaching people how to do things, how to use things. I am also grateful for people like IKEA, who most of the things that they sell are in a foreign language. But really, if you think about it, you can walk in there and you can name something that's in Swedish and you're speaking a different language without really realizing what that was. I think at first, when they first arrived in America, which has got to be 15 years ago, it was a foreign concept to think about. You're buying a table and it's called something you can't even pronounce. And I'm sure there was a debate about whether or not they should translate the products into an English label. Then again, why does it all have to be English? Really? But I'm going off on another subject, and that's silly. All that to say, I learned a lot. I'm now finding that fear is actually my friend, because it's the resistance, which is where the fear is, that's speaking to me and showing me, oh, it's something for you to learn. And then I can split it into two camps. Am I frightened of learning it, frightened of getting it wrong, or am I just being plain ass lazy? Uh, there's that too. That's the other piece, being truthful about the fear, being honest about where it is coming from, knocks it out the ballpark, sends it away, gets clear and honest with, oh, there's the truth. There is no conflict. When the fear is taken care of and you've really understood that this is all egoic, this is all on me, I need to get over myself and stop it. Because that really is holding us up, holding us back, keeping us stuck. Which brings me to today's message, which really is truth. Truth and honesty and synchronicity. Let's see. All of those. So I worked with my Angel Prayers book. Got some great advice. That's where I started with this conversation. Sorry, I went on the Facebook group, Angel Certification Group. What struck me as the most is, like I said yesterday, hundreds of people from all over the world have done this course, are doing this course, are students of it. So strange that they should be having the same experiences, and the experiences are positive experiences, good experiences. Several of them I read about how they enjoy the fact that it is a self-guided course, that there's no race to get to any particular level. Everybody's on the same level, sharing the same information, and oddly enough, getting the same kind of results. That just means that we're all in harmony, and that we're all at the right place, the right time, in the right situation, learning the right things. And I find that going on globally. I'm also finding folks in my own life who are aware of and not happy with how we still have this feeling of angst and anger, and shows up for me in traffic. I tend not to go to crowded places. Number one, we're sort of not supposed to, because it's not necessarily safe with this COVID thing. And that's fine too. Let's just find another way to connect. But all that to say, I find that might be the reason why in the traffic, I notice people are just wound up a little bit tight. And so what do you do with that? Do you join them and you become tight and you become wound up like they are, and you start getting upset because the person who's at the light that's now turned green is busy checking emails on their phone? And so I can do two things. I can honk my horn, flash my lights, and get angry because they're not moving, or they're in there checking their phone. They're just having themselves a good time. They've got to answer this email real quick, so the light's going to change again. That just tickles me. It's like, okay, well, you're just oblivious that the light's green. And you're checking your email, or you're chit-chatting, or you're in a message. It's lovely. I have now found that amusing. It's, instead of annoying, it's amusing. The word begins with A. They've probably got just as many letters in it. It's just all in the way that you dish it up, right? It's all the way you serve it up. There was a time when I got annoyed and irritated if I was in line at a deli or getting a sandwich or in line at a store or something, and the person who is next is getting ready to pay, and they're so oblivious that this store associate is asking them questions. Would you like that in a bag, madam? Or would you, sir? Or this or that? All of this, and they're still blabbing in the machine. Anyway, I can look at that as a way to be annoyed, or it can tickle me. So I can tend to be a little bit naughty sometimes, and when I get tickled, because I do, I pull back away from the situation and I look at it like I'm seeing a Saturday Night Live sketch, right? I'm in whatever it's doing, and I'm looking at the utter ridiculousness of this situation. I mean, it's silly, and so that's what tickles me, and it's what makes me chuckle. And have you ever been in a situation where you just can't help yourself? You just start tittering, and then the tittering just gets to where you are, your tears, and you everyone's looking at you, and the more they look at you, the more it makes you laugh out loud. I don't get annoyed, the vibration doesn't get lower, I get lifted, I have fun, and there's just lightness and joy, and nobody got hurt. It was maybe a bit naughty that this situation and those people are the subject of my amusement, but that's just how it is. Yes, that's just how it is. I was going to say something else, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't fit. Okay, so to the cards. I'm liking this new deck, Angel Prayers Oracle cards. I do. I like them a lot. Yesterday, I talked about going through them one by one for 44 days, and I went to my group, which is where this conversation started, and got some great nuggets of information about just do it. And oddly enough, we're being coached somewhat by Kyle Gray in our bonus seminars. And one of the nuggets I took away from the one on Wednesday was to just get on with it. Spread the cards out, pull them, and do it. Don't waste the time just shuffling and click-clacking and carrying on. Just woof, do it. That comes up with trust and second guessing. We are guided all the time. If we're open and we're free and we're connected to spiritual world, we are just right there. The challenge is because that information, those energies are new and we are maybe waking up, there's this feeling of trusting it, trusting that it's true, trusting that it's real, trusting that there are spirits here. And for me, it was always linked to, I'm in a physical environment, part of my spirit is. I didn't know that at the time, I do now. So I'm looking for the same spiritual, the same physical labels. For example, I want to hear a name because in the spiritual world, or in the physical world, we all have labels and names. I want to hear a voice, literally hear a voice, because in the physical world, we have the ears that are vibrating to give a sound. And those are the things that when I began to pay attention to mystics and psychics and folks who would do it, they would literally say, I'm hearing this, or I'm seeing that, or I'm understanding so and so, and I'm getting such and such. What I now know is the spirit world doesn't have a voice, doesn't have eyes, doesn't have ears, don't have the physical vibrational tools to physically to hear, see. They're all the clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience. There's another one. It's not coming. Claircognizance. that are these non-physical senses. That's what they hear, see, feel, and understand. That's how they get to say they see it. They don't actually see it. This their mind gives them a message. So, just as confusing as we are to spirit world, that's the same in reverse. So I'm beginning to learn that these prayer cards are easily connected, and the nugget I got was just get on with it. There's no accident. There's no whatever you pull, whatever you pick is exactly what you're supposed to pick and what you're supposed to pull always. The challenge comes in the second guessing, because then it gets to be all about the ego and all about wanting to control the outcome. And then another layer of it is everything's perfect. So no accident that we should have. The first card today is the synchronicity. Thank you, angels. I trust your well-timed guidance and the signs. It is a beautiful yin-yang painting of that yin-yang single, two angels holding basically what to me would be the well, actually this is almost like a mermaid angel wings, a mermaid tail, holding a big huge globe. And then the reverse, it's got a photograph that, you know, sort of in the reverse, the negative or the black version, the yin, the yang. That's what we know. That's what's actually going on. Perfect place, perfect time, always in synchronicity with the universe. So that is actually the card of understanding and knowledge. The nugget that has to be learned right now, the challenge, the piece behind the curtain, the one that synchronicity wants us to pay attention to, also known but not necessarily followed, is this next card. Peace and harmony, bringing Archangel Raguel, which I'm not familiar with, but I'm learning, into the fray. Thank you, Raguel, for surrounding my life with harmonious light. So when I looked up the description for Archangel Raguel, I got that always, everywhere, there is conflicts, and always, everywhere, there is challenges. This card with the synchronicity is to say, allow the angels, trust in them, to bring the peace and the harmony at the perfect time, at the perfect point, and let go of the idea that you're supposed to either stay in the conflict because it's a habit or be in the conflict because it's a habit. Just let peace, harmony, and let the angels come in and take care of it all. That's the big, huge nugget I got from it. And I think I'm done with that. Chat. On to Journey to the Heart. Then we'll get to our meditation. Let's see. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how this fits in with today's cards, but we're going for it. March 6th, let your sexuality be connected to your heart. I had to read that twice. I almost thought it said let your synchronicity be connected to your heart, but that could work too. He was a handsome man, an actor. Something's happened to me lately, he shared. It's about my sexuality. I used to be sexual, and when I felt like it, no more. And it's not connected to fear of disease, although that's certainly a concern. What happened to me is that my sexuality has become connected to my heart. Let go of sexual shame. Embrace your sensuality. Value your senses, all of them. Touch, smell, taste, seeing, hearing. Value your other senses too. Your intuition, your spirituality, your spirit's reaction to the world that dances around you. Open up to colors, textures, scents, and sounds. Open up to your energy of all of it, including your sexuality. Let yourself see that all expressions of your love and your being are beautiful. Let yourself learn to express and receive love in sensual ways, ways that work for you. Be done with sexual shame. Trust your body and what it likes. We aren't disconnected parts. Open up, discover your sexuality, and let it be connected to your heart. Whew. So I'm looking at the angel prayers, and then I'm looking at this message that was about opening up your sexuality and trying to link the two. Then I'm sort of getting this message where they don't necessarily have to be linked. All I'll say about that message, the daily message from Melody Beattie's Journey to the Heart, is we have to accept all of ourselves. We have to accept everything about ourselves. And by that, it's learned behavior. That sexuality, sexual expression is taboo. We've learned it from the construction of organized religions way back, centuries ago. Catholicism, which then bores Christianity, are the main contributors to the Western culture and society feeling less than desirable. That the only reason for human beings to express love was through procreation. That's not what the human spiritual soul that enters the body is meant to do. We're not meant to feel shame or guilt or any of those things. It's all part of this whole being that we're in. And sometimes I wonder, when we disagree with it, when we push up against something, when our psyche is challenged to find out what the truth is, it's because inside of us something doesn't reconcile. Something isn't synchronized. Something's at odds. There isn't peace and harmony with us. So what do? Do we rage against it and become this one person against the world because that's what we believe? Interesting. Let's meditate. Sit tall. Bring your spine into alignment. Lift your shoulders up and back. Get physical. Part of the first pieces of meditation is to settle in. Settle down, settle in, get quiet. Take a breath in. Let that go. Press the plates of your feet into the floor. You can lift and stretch your toes if that pleases you. You can connect the outside blades of each foot to the ground. That brings your awareness to where you are physically. The point to ground is just that, to ground. Be here in the now, supported by the great and loving Mother Earth. Pull in your breath, release out what no longer serves you. The breath that's been used and finished, let it go, along with any other worry or fear or concern. Release it. Move your attention to your heart. And move your attention to the crown of your head. All of those points, your feet, your seat, underneath your belly, your heart, and your head. These major energetic terminals in your body house light, house energy, and they feed the connecting energy or vibrational energy such as the other chakras. Now that you're centered with your breath and your physicality, I will begin with a prayer of protection. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for reminding us that you're here. It's good to see you. And we're grateful for you cutting the ties that bind me and others to places, situations, stories, drama, and anything else I no longer want or need or no longer serves my purpose. And thank you for cutting those ties right now. I declare that I am safe and I am free, and the weight of the world is off my shoulders. And so it is. Bring your left hand to your belly, your right hand to your heart, or place your right hand on your heart and your left hand on the top. You can repeat after me if you wish, or silently. I am the keeper of my mind and my body, and wherever love, harmony, synchronicity, peace, flow, fear is a stranger. Love, harmony, abundance, peace and joy are here with me, and so it is. Now allow that glorious light that's housed within your heart cave to lift up way into the ethers, the higher places of space, to connect with the source energy, God. And just like an instant spiritual magnet, draw down the love from God, the love from the universe, the love from your spirit guide, the love from your guardian angel and all the archangels that wish nothing but goodness be bestowed upon you. Think of this energetic flow of love as if it were a magnificent coat, plush, with energy to surround you, protect you on all areas. Think of this loving field, sphere, for energy center, whatever you want to call it, force field, whatever you want to call that, bubble. Know that from this point forward, throughout your day, you are safe, supported, nurtured. Now, the third part of our trilogy of prayers is to invite in and give permission for your angels and higher ones to come. Thank you, angels, spirits, and higher guides of the Christed light, for reminding us that you're here. And thank you for revealing to us what we need to know. I am willing to listen and to receive your wisdom, your guidance, to share your knowledge. And so it is, and so shall it be. Bring your mind to something that you are happy about, grateful for. Let this be the time that you lift the vibration from anything that no longer serves you. Use your third eye center, that area between your eyebrows, to create a vision of beauty. Bring yourself high up on a mountain top. Cast your eyes way out in all directions. Look upon the vistas. Look upon the gifts that this experience and this planet offer you. Through your breath, through your intentions. Know that you are part of the bridge between the heavens, the earth, and your purpose. In this universe is being revealed to you with divine synchronicity at the right place, at the right time, with the right people. This is the time for you to lift your desires up. This is a time for you to be grateful for the blessings and desires you've already received. This is a time for you to acknowledge and recognize that deep within the center of your being is an infinite well of love. And with that love comes opulence, abundance, bright blessings, good health, much wealth in all areas. Follow your heart's desire and you will be following divine inspiration. Raise your vibration and you'll be raising your vibrational level to match that of the universe. As you look out over the horizon, knowing that you're part of this vast, powerful expansion of vibrational energy, there are no limits. Limits are placed upon us by other mankind boundaries. The energy of God and the angels, the expansion of the universe is limitless. That which we see with our physical eyes is a mere fraction of that which we have access to. Raise your vibration. You will raise your access. Gradually bring your awareness back to where you are. Place your hands at prayer heart center. Just honor the peaceful silence and honor yourself for creating a balance, for connecting with your spirit self. Lift your thumb knuckles to your forehead center. This is your way of honoring the rest of the world and all the beings on it. Together, let's bow and say Namaste. Thank you for that. I'm never really quite sure what energy or entity or angels coming. For the last little while, week 2 or 3 month or so, I have felt that same vibrational energy that there is a spirit that is, coming to chit chat, and that's fine. I've know enough about that piece about I'm the keeper of my mind and my body, and wherever love flows, fear's a stranger. That's like the middle piece of, you protect, and then you kind of like fill yourself up with love and put that boundary around. So that for me, just as there are not so good people, there are not so good sort of energies. I don't know that I line up with any of them. So it's not necessarily been an issue for me my whole life. It feels like I don't know that I've ever come up across. I'm sure I probably have, but I'm completely oblivious and unaware that there's anything negative occurring. I'll share this before I go. Speaking of negative energy, negative people, yes, I will say that balance between sometimes when we have to realize the blessings of beautiful people, beautiful situations, love, kindness, all of those really good things that we want to vibrate with, we have to be shown the opposite. We have to experience the opposite, which really seems off for those to say, well, why are we experiencing whatever we're experiencing? Negativity, darkness, death, sadness, hurt, the guilt, the shame, all of this. It is to remind us that we should be stepping into love, grace, gratitude, harmony, understanding, compassion right there. So at the times that we're experiencing great bouts of sadness, great bouts of whatever that is, guilt, shame, all those things, it's a reminder that we are being shown this because we're lacking the compassion, we're lacking the forgiveness, we're lacking the peace that makes us go and say, God, thank you for showing me that I haven't been kind to myself, or I haven't been compassionate with other people, or I haven't always listened. Know that the spirit world, angels, higher Christed lights are always here to support. And that can also mean the lessons that we really don't want. I mean, really, I'm sure if you went to a 5th, 6th, 7th grader and said, listen, you can go to school, choose whatever subject you want to study, and don't worry about the rest. I'm sure they'd be like, yay, I want to do physical education all day long. But I'm using that as a silly analogy, but really and truly, we do have to be shown that to appreciate it, to get it. And then the more that pops up, it can feel like, oh gosh, here we go again. It's still another reminder. It's another layer, another piece. It's like washing clothes. You still got to do the laundry if you want clean clothes. You can't really expect to be, well, I suppose some people can. You wear it till it's dirty and throw it away. Well, that's a bit wasteful, but still, it makes sense. I hope it does. I hope I'm just not chuntering on for the sake of it. Look, I love you. Have a great Saturday. Do something meaningful. We're not quite there at spring, but you can certainly plan spring plantings and great adventures that are coming up for you. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a good one. Bye.